I was just sitting there looking on Facebook and just realized that this month is Black History Month. I don't know where to begin. I don't know how to use the words that I want to use to make sense, but maybe I'm gonna try to do it. If you look throughout history, even from the beginning of the United States, we were supposed to be a free country. It says that in the Constitution, all men are created equal by their Creator. I'm not sure if that's the right quote, but that's what they put in there somewhere. We fought one of the biggest battles, bloodiest battles in our U.S. history to free the slaves, which is the African American community. Plenty of men died, white men died in the North. A lot of men probably left the South to join the Union. But let's just say the North, for example. A lot of white men died so the African American people could be free. Then you go into, after the slavery, you go into a period, I think, where it was basically just discrimination. They separated everybody. You can be free, but you can't be around a white man. You're not as good as a white man, which is the definition of racist. Is thinking that your race is superior than any other race. Then you have, well, during the Civil War, that was his name just left me. Lincoln, Mr. Lincoln, President Lincoln, whatever his name is. He died so the African community could be free. JFK, I'm not sure what all that he done, but if I'm not mistaken, he was a civil rights leader. He died. He was shot. I'm trying to think some more. I mean, and I'm not trying to take pride away from the black community or anything, but I reckon the point that I'm making is, they want to celebrate Black History Month. If we ever started a White History Month, they would raise fucking hell. They'd probably burn down businesses, their own businesses. It wouldn't bother us none. But they got a Black History Month. Or y'all got a Black History Month. It took just as many just many white men to stand up and say that it was wrong than it was black men. If not more white men than black men. I just look at Congress. How many white men had to stand up to say, hey, this is wrong. When back in them days, blacks wasn't even in office whatsoever. There wasn't a woman in office. Actually, blacks didn't start getting their rights until women started getting their rights. So it was nothing but white men. And nowadays, white men are so discriminated and hated. In a sense, we're back. We're where y'all once used to be. The only thing difference is we're not working for free and being whipped. And to a certain extent, I'm not going to. I mean, it's wrong to own any human being, in my opinion. Let me make that perfectly clear. But y'all talk about how, or people talk about how, and I'm trying to use my words correctly, and I apologize if I'm not using them correctly. But people talk about how, well, certain presidents and certain people owned slaves. Yeah, they might have owned slaves, but everybody owned slaves during that time, and it's no excuse. But the way I look at it is, if I was back in them days and I was a white man, yeah, I'd probably own slaves, but they would be, in a sense, they'd be free. In other words, I mean, yeah, I'd give them a place to stay, give them money, let them tell me what they wanted, and I'd go get it for them. And another thing too is stores. It was actually illegal for a black man to go in stores. They couldn't just go into random stores, and even if the owner wanted to let them go in there, it was illegal for him to do that. So that's another thing y'all need to keep in mind too. um, but and I reckon in a sense what I want to say is there wouldn't be no Black History Month if it wasn't for white men standing their ground and say, hey, this is wrong. Regardless if they own slaves or not, they still stand up and they said, hey, this is wrong. I know people's going to say I'm racist, and I've been told that my entire life. I have used words that I shouldn't have never used, and I apologize. And a lot of times when I use them words, an African American would piss me off, and I'd say the N word to him just to piss him off. And people can say, well, that's in your heart, and no, it's not. Because I've said it to a woman too. I called her a bitch, when she pissed me off. It's wrong. It is ignorant of me. It shows that I'm not very smart. And I need growing. And I don't want my son growing up to be like me. I want him to be better than me. One thing I can say, by definition, I'm not racist. I take pride in who I am and what I am. But one of those things is not racist. I believe all lives matter, including black lives. And it makes me even a stronger supporter of abortion, pro-life. That's why that's why Planned Parenthood was started. For human selection, no different than breeding dogs. They wanted to, in a sense, it's almost like Hitler in another sense too, if you want to look at it that way, to breed the perfect human race. Is what Planned Parenthood is, because they don't want retarded kids and they don't want black kids. Is when it first started, or any child that may be defected. And I can't 100% vouch for that, but from videos I watched, that's more or less what I read between the lines. And I'm gonna leave this with one note. I'm gonna leave this with the last note. I seen it on Facebook. This black guy, he said there's no such thing as different races. There ain't but one race, and that's the human race. And that's one thing we need to understand, me included, myself included, and start training our minds and our souls to understand that there ain't but one human race. And there ain't but one race, and that's the human race. And stop with this black colleges, Black History Month, blah this, blah that, because we done it. If the so-called white race done it, then everybody would call us racist and discrimination. And that's another thing I don't understand. And that's something Martin Luther King gave his life for, was to blend us all together. And now certain groups, black groups, wants to tear all that apart. It is what it is. I don't understand. But that's my thought on it, and I don't care if y'all like it. Y'all can like it or y'all don't, you know. Um, but anyways, back to what I was saying, and I'm sorry I keep on going all over the place, but that guy said there ain't but one human race, and one race, and that's the human race. Y'all take care and have a good day.